What's up, guys? On this week's show...
So, I hear you paint houses.
The ninja you are looking for is in another castle.
And Spider-Man... one more?
All that and more on this episode...
of One Giant Leap for Geeks.
Cue the music!
That's one small step for man. One giant leap for
Geeks. Welcome to another episode of OGLFG, where we talk about movies, video games, and all things in geek culture. I'm your host, Mike C. Squared. And with me is my co-host, DJ Melly Mel.
Hey!
Before we get started, I want to let you know, if you enjoy the show, tell some friends about us. Share us on your social media. Whatever you choose to do, just know that you're helping us let others know about the best damn podcast they probably never heard of. Now, if you want to talk to us, the show is on Twitter at Giant Leap, the number 4 Geeks. You can get a hold of our resident DJ Melly Mel at Froggy Beaver. And our missing Benoit is at Benoit Gaming. That's BENWAH Gaming.
If you're like me and around my age, you're a sucker for nostalgia, especially 80s and 90s. I'm talking music, movies, television, games, just pop culture as a whole. So, if you're from mid-Michigan or going to be traveling to the area, I suggest you check out Rewind and Birch Run. Rewind is a vintage-inspired blast from the past with not just cool trinkets and novelty items, but dope gear to rock as well. I'm talking shirts, jackets, caps, and even sneakers. Retro styles to make your inner child smile. Absolutely, positively, definitely check out Rewind. You might even see your boy Benoit copping something old school or shooting the breeze with the owner, Tyler. Rewind is right off of I-75, exit 136 in the Birch Run Premium Outlets, Section E, next to Crocs.
I got nothing this week. What you been doing?
House shopping, actually. Not to buy, but to rent. We are hoping to get approved for a house that we put in for earlier this week. No, late last week.
Okay. Real quick. Do you remember that car commercial, or maybe it was a loan commercial that they used to play all the time, and they'd be like, approved, approved, approved. Every time you say that, that's what comes into my head. Sorry.
Okay.
Continue.
Well, I wish that were the case.
Right. Approved.
They're
Thank you.
taking their sweet time getting us approved. But
Sure.
I am hopeful. I talked to the lady today. She only had 2 other things to take care of. So
okay.
I'm going to call her first thing tomorrow morning again, which would be Wednesday. And hopefully she tells me good news.
Right. Okay.
We're looking to move into a better area because we're not in a great area. I'm tired of hearing gunshots.
Hey, man, look, I grew up in Flint, all right? That's
I
how
know.
I went to sleep at night. It was weird when I moved to Clio because I'm like, it's too quiet out here.
Yeah.
Like, ain't nobody dying outside? Like, what is this?
I don't like hearing gunshots.
Fair enough.
Doesn't work for me.
No,
but
good lullaby.
other than that, I'm pretty sure that the week has just been, mundane work and working that grind.
Yeah.
But that's all right. What about you? What you been doing?
Nothing uber exciting except today. Okay, so today. Now, I normally don't talk about my personal life on the podcast because I try to keep some kind of anonymity.
Right.
But
as you just blasted your entire town.
Well, I mean, people know I live in Michigan and in Genesee County, Clyde. It don't matter. It's like, look, if you want to find me that bad, I guess, but
it's really not hard.
No, it really ain't.
Anyways.
But that being said, I had a little accomplishment at work today.
Okay.
So, like I said, I don't talk about my personal life a whole lot, and I don't talk about my job a whole lot. But I'm pretty sure I may have said this on the podcast or exclusive.
You said that you work in retail.
Okay, yes, I work in retail. Well, I specifically sell shoes, okay? And I had a lady come in today. Now, I get some customers. We get a lot of tourists in the area that I work at, and we get a lot of people from Canada, from Asian countries, from Middle Eastern countries, stuff like that. And I had a lady that came in that was from the Caribbean.
Okay.
And she was wanting to buy some particular shoes to send back home to her family.
Okay.
I had to simultaneously be on a conference call and do other stuff and help this lady, but she ended up buying $1,000 worth of shoes today.
Jesus!
She ended up with 6 things of stuff to care for her shoes, like suede cleaner, leather lotion, all that kind of stuff, and 22 pairs of shoes.
Good
so,
God.
Now, obviously, you guys can't see this because you're hearing the audio, but I have a picture of myself standing next to 2 towers of shoes that I had to get for this lady, and she bought them all. She was really happy. She was really nice about it. She was so apologetic. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry I'm making you do all this. And I'm like, my budget for today was $2,000. You are giving me half of that with one person. I am totally fine helping you until I go home. Like, if I don't do anything else but help you, I got half our day in just with this one customer. So I was like, you are totally fine. God. And I was really proud, and I, shouted out myself on the conference call to my upper management people. And I'm like, next time that newsletter come around, talking about accomplishments and things that people do, remember me. I did $1,000 sale today. And just to give you some context to make more sense of why I'm so proud of it, I've worked at this place for a little over 4 years at this point.
Mm-hmm.
We've never had a $1,000 sale since I've been there. Now, they may have in the past,
but not since
before
you've been
my
there.
tenure, but
right.
At least in the last 4 years, nobody's had a $1,000 sale. So this guy sold $1,000 worth of shoes to one lady.
That's awesome.
I'm very proud of that because
I'm very proud of you as well.
Some of these fucking people are very frugal with their money, and they're just like, how much is this? Like, I gotta pay $30 for a shoe. I'm like, what the fuck?
That would be me. That would be me. I am cheap as hell. But
this is my thing. You don't go to a store that sells leather shoes and complain about prices. It's like, take your ass to pay less. Oh, that's right. They're out of business.
For you to sell $1,000 worth of shoes to one person, I don't think I will ever complain about a $35, $40 pair of shoes ever again.
Yeah.
Ever.
And she was happy to do it, too. She was like, yeah, they love this shit. And I was like, great. And she was like, I'll be back. And I was like, I can't wait because goddamn.
Yes, please come back and see me.
Yeah. Don't leave. Matter of fact, shit. I kept telling her, I was like, you can get more. It's totally fine. There's no limit on how many you can buy. She's like, no, this is enough. And
did she buy them fancy sandals that A-Train has?
No, she was buying men's shoes for the men in her life, in her family back
That's
home.
too bad because those fancy shoes that A-Train has, those flip-flops, those are so cute.
Yeah. I was trying to get her to get some for herself, but she was like, no, this is enough. And I was like, yeah.
You're like, I don't want to push.
At 500, I would have been done, but she kept going. So
right.
She even had to call her bank to confirm, like, hey,
this
is,
this.
nobody stole my cart and went crazy.
Jesus.
But yeah, anyway.
Can you imagine when she goes to ship all that shit home?
She's got to go. She was like, they're going to arrest me at the border. I was like, I hope not. I was like, I hope not. I was like, well, the payment already went through, so I got what I needed out of
right,
this,
so I hope you got enough money to get home.
Right. But anyway, moving on.
Master, seriously, if the news you want to share is that mundane, Christ, you need to get out more.
I have an affinity for war movies. Saving Private Ryan is probably one of my favorite movies. Not even just a war movie, just in general.
Oh yeah, I love Saving Private Ryan.
That movie even reminds me occasionally that Vin Diesel, when he wants to, is not a horrible actor.
Right.
He's in that movie for all of 5 minutes, but he's good in the scene. They kill him and shit, but he had a good death scene, and he's
they drop him out of the chopper.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No. What movie are you thinking of? That's not Saving Private Ryan. He gets shot by a sniper and he dies in the rain, and he gives one of the other guys this letter to his dad, and it's covered in blood and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking different.
Triple X?
No. I'm thinking different character, different movie. Sorry.
Gotcha. Well, either way.
Either ways.
So yeah, no, I love old school war movies. I never got a chance to see Dunkirk, but I was excited for that one.
Dunkirk was good.
Yeah, I want to see that. And so when I saw the trailer for this, I was like, oh, okay. I was like, there's another one. And it's actually about a period in time that I don't normally see movies based in.
Mm-hmm.
Usually when you see war movies, it's always either Vietnam or World War II.
Right.
World War II and Vietnam, they just interchanged them back and forth. You
constantly.
almost never see stuff about World War I. So I was like, this is interesting because this, obviously from the title, takes place in 1917.
Right.
And I was like, okay, this is cool. This is a moment in time, an era that I don't normally get to see stuff about. So I was like, I was interested to see what it was.
102 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I have a lady at work, and she's 104.
Good Lord.
So she would have been born in 1915.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty cool that we're about to go watch a movie. Well, we're not about to go watch a movie.
Right.
But we're going to watch a movie about 2 years after she was born and, like, looking back at things that she must have seen growing up in that 100 years. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, she lived through World War II for sure. That being said, though, this is going to be coming out at some point in December. They didn't give a definitive release date, but from the synopsis that I got and from a little bit that we see in the trailers, the synopsis goes, at the height of the First World War, 2 young British soldiers, Schofield and Blake, are giving a seemingly impossible mission. In a race against time, they must cross enemy territory and deliver a message that will stop a deadly attack on hundreds of soldiers, Blake's own brother among them. I thought it was funny in the trailer where the guy, he's talking to him, and he goes, you have a brother? And he's like, is he? He's like, alive, unfortunately. I was like, damn. I was like, damn. He was like, well, fun story. He might be getting his ass killed if you don't succeed in this mission. And he's like, oh, okay. I guess I shouldn't have made that joke about him being alive. But it reminded me a lot of the Dunkirk trailer because the whole like ticking clock thing that they had in it. And I was like, is this another Christopher Nolan movie or is this just, no? Okay. I'm like, we're just going to kind of ape his style or whatever. But it did look cool. I like the little last final scene of the guy running across the field and like all the soldiers are running towards the battle, but he's going in like the opposite direction. And there's like all these mortars and shit exploding around him. And he's just like doing his little Tom Cruise run. And I was like, man, it must have sucked being like in the military back then because there was like nothing that we would recognize as technology today. Like, there's a part where they're like in a basement or something, and they have these little flashlight boxes. It was really weird. It was like this little rectangular thing, and it had a light on the front. And I'm like, that's a flashlight? I was like, holy shit. They basically just put a light bulb on a fucking flask or something, and it was like, here you go, kid. Like, all right. Or the fact that they were still doing, like, they didn't have, like, automatic weapons like we would think of automatic weapons. It was semi-automatic at best, but a lot of them was like single-shot rifles and shit still, and I'm just like, fuck, man, war was shit back then. And then medicine, like if you got fucked up and had to get something amputated, some shit, it's like you ain't getting no morphine out in the field, motherfucker. You just gonna have to get your leg chopped off and just bite down on,
take some whiskey and bite down on a belt.
Right, like they used to do back in the Western shit. Just drink this bottle while I dig this bullet out your ass, like Right, and just burn you.
Get a hot poker and be
cauterize the wound. Like, just let me fucking
that shit would have. I think that would have hurt worse.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's like you just dug in me with a knife and scooped out a bullet, and then you burn me and shit at the end
with the same knife.
Right. He's like, it's cool. It's sanitized now. It's all good.
Take a lighter and just here you go, jab it in.
And at that point, you know, we gotta acknowledge the fact that there was still drafting, so it was like you don't want to fight. Fuck shit. You, get your ass over here. Like you ain't got no choice. The premise of the movie sounds interesting. I like the cinematography, the way it's shot. Like some of the editing choices for the trailer, I was like, it looks a little too modern for the time period that it's set in. But you know, they don't control how the trailers come out. Like fucking, we saw the Suicide Squad trailer and then we went and saw the movie, and I was like, that is not what y'all advertised on TV.
Not at all.
I was like, y'all had the nerve to put a Queen song over that shit, too, and get me geeked. And I went to the theaters, and I was like, this is not the movie that y'all showed me.
This is not what I was promised.
Hell no. But, yeah. So, yeah. Like I said, it comes out in December. They do not give a actual date, so that's all we got to work with. So, sometime this Christmas, I guess?
Merry frickin' Christmas.
Right. Anyway, moving on.
It's fascinating, you humans seem to be obsessed with the past when it comes to war films. Why not make future war films, or ones that are at least current? I mean, it's all the same. You're still killing each other in the end.
Mel.
Yes.
I'm really excited.
Are you?
I am super excited.
Probably as excited as I was.
Okay. So before I said how I have an affinity for war movies and stuff like that, and I do, But outside of superhero movies, obviously,
Right.
my favorite genre of movies is gangster movies.
I was gonna say.
I grew up on a steady diet of The Godfather, Scarface, Casino, Goodfellas, fucking, even shit like Heat. I mean, look, anything with Al Pacino in it, I'm watching it. I don't give a fuck what it is. I'm like, he could be, actually, scratch that. I refuse to watch that Adam Sandler movie that Al Pacino's in, where Adam Sandler plays like his own twin sister.
Oh,
and
God.
Yeah, I was like, I can't
Jack
do it.
and Jill.
I can't
That
do
was
it. Yes,
horrible.
thank you, Jack and Jill.
That
I
was
like
horrible.
I was like, Al, you're killing me, man. Like, what? How much money
I
did
would
they
say
have to offer
Adam
you to get you
was
to do
killing
shit?
me in that movie because I like Adam Sandler. You can get out of here with that shit. I can slide with letting you not like Kevin Hart, but you don't like Adam Sandler either.
Adam Sandler ain't been funny since Waterboy. I said it. 50 First Dates, not funny. The Wedding Singer maybe is okay.
Oh my
Big Daddy,
God.
I actually
Oh
like
my
Big Daddy. I like Big
God.
Daddy. That's a good one. Okay, Pixels is trash.
I like Pixels.
No, trash. What was that other movie he did? Where they go to like the couples retreat? Is that what it was called?
No, that was Vince Vaughn.
Okay, so what?
Adam
He has
Sandler-
one with Drew Barrymore where they go somewhere though.
Blended.
Blended.
I like that
trash. 50 First Dates, mild trash.
Grown Ups.
Oh hell no! All the Grown Ups is
Both
trash.
of them were
Okay,
amazing.
there's only two. Okay,
Okay, whatever.
trash and burning trash.
What about the one where he was the shoe cobbler? It was called The Cobbler, and he made like
that? Wasn't a comedy though, was it?
no.
That was.
I didn't say it had to be a comedy.
Oh.
I
said Adam Sandler ain't been funny since Waterboy,
Yeah.
and you throw the cobbler out there. He had one called Punch Drunk Love.
Oh yeah, that one sucked.
Oh, that's a bad
That
movie.
one did suck.
But
That one was
fucking
bad.
Grown Ups is hilarious. Okay.
Grown Ups is hilarious.
Okay. This.
Anyways, moving on.
Mike C Squared is putting out a application on Craigslist for a new co-host because I
Fuck
can't
y'all,
deal-
ain't nobody taking my spot
'cause
here.
I can't deal with this bullshit. But no, okay. All that being said, I love gangster movies. Okay, so they have like the fucking all-star team in this shit.
Yep.
We got Al Pacino.
Yep.
We got Joe Pesci back in this bitch.
And De Niro.
We got Robert De Niro in this bitch. They brought Harvey Keitel ass out of a tomb to be in this shit.
Yeah, I thought he died.
We got Ray Romano. Okay, wait.
No.
No, we do have Ray Romano, but he is not part of the Dream Team. But he is in the movie.
Right.
For some
Whatever
reason.
reason.
I
don't
okay.
like Ray Romano.
I don't like Ray Romano either.
I don't think he's
because
funny.
I think I sound like him.
No,
and
not
I
at all.
don't like it.
No, not at all. You do
Maybe not in
sound
person,
like
but
him.
when I listen back to our recordings,
Not even on the
I
recordings.
feel like I'm just like,
No, no.
I
You're
can't.
Trust me, you're okay.
Okay.
You do not sound anything like Ray Romano.
Thank you.
I promise.
I needed that.
in real life or on cam or on mic.
Mike, okay. All right.
Because
I'll take that.
It's not.
Okay.
No.
All right. Thank you. 'Cause-
Ray wants me. I want to smack him upside the head.
Yeah,
Because
but
he's not funny. And
no,
he's
and every
just
time I hear his
ridiculous.
voice, I just think of the mammoth from Ice Age. Is that what he is? The mammoth?
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so we got some
I was. You had me at De Niro and
Yeah.
Pesci and
Pacino.
Pacino,
Yeah.
so-
Like we got some gangsta shit coming from Martin Scorsese.
Yep,
at
saw
that
that
too.
too.
I mean, I was just like, this will be either the 9th or 10th movie
I think
Robert De
it's-
Niro has done with
I
Scorsese.
think it's 10th.
And I'm like, holy shit, like that is crazy.
You know that they're like peanut butter and jelly because they gotta be.
I know, and what's crazy too is that they actually haven't done a movie together since '95's Casino,
Right.
and I was like, wow, that's crazy. But this is the travesty about this though, because this movie is so ambitious. Like no studio would support and fund his movie and put it out. First off, this is Martin fucking Scorsese. Like, how do you
Right.
not like? He has made every gangster classic just about that we've ever seen, and how you would ever tell him no is beyond me.
Right.
But the reasoning is the budget was so high. This movie is going to be like
Of course it was.
$150 million. Now, for this to be a not, a superhero movie or like a proven franchise, $100-something million is kind of a big budget, especially for like should be a lower budget gangster film.
Right.
The reason that it is so expensive, and I don't know if you noticed it in the trailer, is that everyone you see, from Pesci to De Niro to Pacino, are all de-aged.
Yes.
So when they do that like slow shot around Robert De Niro at the end where he's like, yes, sir. He's like, I can do that for you. And this, that, and the other. They're showing you like the de-aged Robert De Niro. Now, they didn't de-age them like 50 years or some shit. So he don't look like a young Robert De Niro, but he's younger in the movie. Because I guess it's going to be flashbacks to a younger time in his life. And then it's going to be like the current Robert De Niro.
Right.
Like narrating it. It's called The Irishman, and it's based off a book.
I was geeked because it's Jimmy Hoffa's story.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And
they got Al Pacino playing Jimmy Hoffa. Like, come on, man. Anyway, okay.
For those of you who don't live in Michigan, Jimmy Hoffa is somewhat of a legend around this area. I don't know if you know this.
No, I'm waiting.
You didn't know this?
No.
Okay. Well, Jimmy Hoffa is somewhat of a legend in Michigan. He was supposedly a gangster in Philly, and then the mob drug him out to Michigan, and he is been rumored to be buried with cement shoes in one of our 5 Great Lakes.
Oh, sweet.
And depending on who you ask, oh yeah, he's in Lake Huron. Oh yeah, he's in, Lake Michigan. Oh, he's in Lake Superior. Somebody's even went to the extent of, no, he was buried in one of the small lakes, like up near Oscoda area. Then, So, I mean, it kind of varies and nobody really knows. But that's the folklore and legend behind that, is that he was this big gangster from the city and he ran to Michigan to escape, and they found him and buried him with cement shoes in the lake.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's a giant reward if anybody finds him.
Yeah, which, at this point, why? Like, we found this, like, rotting corpse from fucking 50, 60 years ago? Like, who gives a shit at this point? Like, he's dead.
Yeah.
I'm like, even if he was not killed then, he's dead now, I'm sure. So it's like, what difference does it make? Anyway, so... yeah, it's based off a book, and apparently the book is in the movie as well. It's the story of Frank Sheeran, who is played by Robert De Niro.
Right.
He was a mob hitman in World War II and a World War II vet. He developed his skills during his service in Italy. Now an old man, he reflects on the events that defined his career as a hitman, particularly the role he played in the disappearance of labor leader Jimmy Hoffa, his longtime friend, and his involvement with the Buffalino crime family. And I don't know a whole lot about Ed Sheeran's story. I've never read the book, but I'm just like, I'm in. Like, I don't even care what it could have been. Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, and Joe Pesci and Harvey Keitel just sitting in a diner talking about fucking what they had for dinner at the table, and I would still watch it. As long as somebody got shot at some point during the movie, I'm good. Like, I have...
like old mob bosses hanging around.
Hell yeah.
Discussing the good old days.
Hell yeah. Like, I have the box set. Even though Godfather Part 3 is shit, I still have the box set of all 3 Godfather movies. And every now and then, I'll go in there and dust that shit off and be like, I'm ready for some gangster shit. I need to put some gangster shit on. I will watch Scarface during anything. Like, if it's on TV, just stop. We watch Scarface. Like, whatever you're doing, we watch. It could be at the end. I'm still gonna watch it just to that last little bit where he's shooting all the dudes in the fucking house. Like,
say hello to my little friend.
Yeah, like
clean up on aisle Mike.
Right,
clean
exactly.
up on aisle Mike.
And see, I try not to fall into stereotypes. As a black man, there are certain things that I try not to fall into stereotypes about. But me loving Scarface and gangster movies is one of the ones I just can't avoid. Because I feel like every black dude has like one Scarface poster. And they might not have a poster of any other movie that ever came out.
Scarface.
But they got a Scarface poster.
Or it's on their shirt.
Right, or something. Or in their house, they got like a... It's like how like Hispanic families have them like candles with like the Virgin Mary on it. It's just Scarface on there instead.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is my one stereotype. I love gangster movies. Like, I've never been in a gang, never wanted to be a part of one or no shit like that, but I love gangster movies and old school gangster movies where motherfuckers shoot you at the dinner table or choke the shit out of you in the backseat of a car or some shit like with a fucking shoestring or something. Like, them is my shits. Like, I love them movies. There might be something wrong with me, but
I think it falls in the same category as me liking like criminal thrillers and such. So,
or like people who love like true crime shit.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Every episode of CSI, every episode of Law and Order.
I always worry about people like that.
Yeah, that's me.
Because I'm like, are you just trying to figure out how to get away with some shit? Or are you trying to figure out how they going to catch you from the shit you already did? Okay.
Just find it fascinating.
Gotcha.
Like, I've picked up reading again. That was something I started this week and I forgot. But I picked up reading again.
Period?
Like reading a book.
Books. Okay. She was like, I just stopped reading everything.
Yeah,
she was like, I don't know what that sign say. I don't know where we going.
No, I started reading books again. And
okay.
My favorite author writes criminal forensic thrillers.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have several of them laying around the house.
Nice.
And that just happened to be what I picked back up. So
okay.
Talking about, bodies in the marina at like 3:00 in the morning, and not the forensic examiner coming down and she's having to examine the body. Anyways, so that's my guilty pleasure is the crime thing. So if you have the gangster movies, I think it'd be all right.
Okay, all right. I don't feel so
because
bad.
I'm like your typical white girl that likes the crime dramas and
yeah. Fair enough. One of the things in this that I thought was interesting is how they had these rings, and he's like, there's only 3 people in the world that got this ring. He's like, one of them's Irish. And I'm like, if you don't want to be thought of as being a part of some shady shit and or secretive group, you might not want to make special decoder rings for you and your other crime people, and there's only 3 people that have it. It's like, it ain't hard to figure out who part of some shit when it's just like you and 2 other dudes got this ring and y'all are part of some bullshit.
People don't know that there's only 3 people with that ring.
Gotcha. And did you see the ring too?
Yeah,
it was
this
so
big,
obnoxious.
gaudy,
it was
and
like,
ugly.
That shit ain't even subtle at all.
No.
You might as well just put like mob on your hand. It's,
right.
Remember back in the day where they had like the block ring things?
Oh my god!
Like Mr. T would have that shit.
Those.
Yeah, just put mafia across that shit on your knuckles. Just there you go.
Sounds about right.
But no, one of the things that I thought was cool about this too was that they just the lingo.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm assuming it's meaning he's asking, are you a hitman? But they're worried that the phone is tapped, so he can't just come out and say that. So he was like, hey, I hear you paint houses, and he's like, I do, sir. And I'm like,
they kind of did that in John Wick.
Yeah, they have their kind of own little like coded language and shit. And I was like, so like, what's code for painting a house then? Like, I'm like, if killing people is or if painting houses is code for killing people, then if you really do want someone to paint your house, how do you ask for that?
You don't...
Right, because if you an Italian dude calling somebody like, yeah, I hear you paint houses, like, sir, we don't do that here. He's like, no, I really need my house painted.
Well, that's why you don't word it like that. So if you want a hit, you say, so I hear you paint houses.
Mm-hmm.
If you're calling for a painter, be like, hi, I have a house this big, I need you to come paint.
Yeah, but then they might still think, okay, there's a dude that's like 2,000 pounds that I need to kill. Right, exactly, right. They're gonna assume that means I gotta kill like a bunch of people instead of just one dude.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure the mafia life was very complicated.
I'm sure. It's not something I've ever wanted to get involved in, ever.
No, because once you get in, you ain't getting
out.
But one thing,
never wanted to be a mafia wife. I'll pass. Thanks.
No, you don't want that. One thing that I do find like tragic about this whole thing is I'm excited for the movie and all that, but it's going to be limited release in theaters, and it's mainly going to be on Netflix. Now, that's cool because I can guarantee I'm going to get to see it, but I feel bad because Martin Scorsese is like one of the people at the forefront of like cinema restoration. He's one of the people who doesn't want to see movie theaters go away and doesn't want everything to just be streaming all the time. And I'm the same way. I love movie theaters. I know some people don't like going to the movies. I get it. That's fine. But I like the experience of going and sitting with a bunch of people I don't know and experiencing something together for the first time and just getting everybody's reaction. I find that fun.
I say, even if you put all that aside, I enjoy when T-Money and I go to the movies.
Yeah, just get out the house and do
something.
Right,
you can only
you
sit
spend so
in
much
the house.
time at home anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can only sit in the house so long.
And
it's good to see, like, normal interaction. Hi, how you doing? Hey, there's 200 seats in this room. We have 198 people that we have something in common with. Makes you feel not so alone. So, I mean, I can see where he'd press for that.
Yeah, and but that's why I feel so bad for him, because no studio would help him make his movie, so he had to go to fucking Netflix, a streaming service, and they took him with open arms. They were like, hell yeah, we'll take this shit. They was like, we ain't got no good gangster movies on Netflix. We will. And they made it a point to put a Netflix film all over that shit. It was like, we made this. Fuck Scorsese. We made this.
Mm-hmm.
Netflix filmed,
Martin
acted
who?
in. Right, I know. You thought we did de-aging. That's a fully CGI Al Pacino. He was never here. Like, that's all CG Robert De Niro.
We just sent him a check to use his name.
Right. He died like 3 months ago. We just CG'd his ass all through the shit. They Carrie Fishered his ass, just like Star Wars.
Yep.
But no, this is coming out on September 27th, 2019 in select theaters, and it'll probably be simultaneously released on Netflix as well the same day.
We'll probably have to go to one of the fancy theaters that we don't particularly go to regularly.
Yeah, it's going to be very, like, limited release. So, yeah, you probably going to have to go, like, out of your way if you want to see this movie. So, I mean, do some research.
It'd be like that John Cena movie that he really wasn't in.
Yeah. But no, if you want to see this and you want to support, movies being in cinemas and, like, try to make studios understand not everything has to be a superhero movie. Don't get me wrong. I love me some superheroes.
Super movies, yes.
But it's okay to make other movies, too. Like, it's fine. But, yeah. So, I'm really excited for this. I can't wait till this one comes out. And I'm, like, bouncing up and down with, like, giddy glee just to see. I'm pretty sure. I don't think Al Pacino and Robert De Niro have ever, besides Heat, I don't think they've ever been in anything else together. Now, granted, they were both in The Godfather Part 2, but they never acted with each other. Like, because Robert De Niro was like the younger version of Al Pacino's dead dad, so that doesn't count. They never actually interacted with each other in the movie.
I don't know. I'm not up to date on my.
I don't think they've been anything else together.
De Niro Pacino relations here. Did not keep up my foreign relations.
I was gonna say, I don't want to make him. I don't want to ship Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. I want to make them a couple or anything, but Anyway, I'm super duper excited for this one. I can't wait till this one comes out, and I just want to see some gangsta shit. Awesome. Finally, again, Jesus.
We'll grab our popcorn, and go to the movies and see.
Yeah, and that was my horrible Italian
on Christmas
accent when I It's like, so, you paint the houses. And,
we'll go on Christmas. Well, probably not on Christmas, but that's when it's being released.
I feel like that would be bad. I feel like it's kind of... It comes out the 29th, so it won't even be... Or, I'm sorry, September 27th. So why Christmas? Yeah, September. Not December. Oh, well, shit. No, that's 1917. 1917 is December 25th. The Irishman is September 27th.
We're getting our dates crossed.
That's what it was. Because I was like, I know. Because they didn't say when I was looking it up. It just said December 2019. And I'm just like,
okay.
All right. Just keep checking every day in December and it'll be there. But yeah, no. Super excited. As is Mel.
I am.
Gangsta shit.
I think T-Money's excited as well.
Pow pow.
He does like gangster movies and also war movies. So... I'm sure that he is excited for both. He's the one feeding us some information at the moment.
See, and that's funny because this is one of the few times where we talked about movies that weren't superhero movies on the podcast, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Okay, kids. Moving on.
That's what you should do. Make a mail order, Thug Life Kit. You'd receive one wife beater, a pair of denim jeans, one pair of Timberland boots, a pack of Newports, a fifth of Hennessy, and a poster of Scarface.
It's that time again for America's #1 show, Dumb Shit of the Week. That's right, Dumb Shit of the Week is the show where DJ Melly Mel finds dumb shit and we talk about it. Want your submission on the show? Find us on Twitter at GiantLeap4Geek, so you can email us at officialoglfg@gmail.com. Now here's your host, DJ Melly Mel.
Thank you. All right, so last couple of dumb shits have included inserting things into the vagina.
Uh-huh.
This one, is not about the vagina.
Oh, boom, 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 boom.
Actually, it is about inserting things into your anus.
What? Okay, all right.
I've caught you now, haven't I?
I'm rolling with it.
All right. So, a bishop was condemned for telling his congregation that gay people exist because pregnant women have anal sex.
What the fuck? Are you
I swear to God.
How do you make the leap from that? He's like, hey, they put it in their ass, it's all connected.
You're not far off the mark here.
Wow, that is a leap in logic. Okay.
He is from the Church of Cyprus.
Oh, jeez.
And his name is Neophotos.
Okay. Bishop Neophotos.
Did
it right.
And he's got a crazy last name I can't pronounce.
Uh-huh.
And he's from some town that I can't pronounce.
Okay.
But anyways, he was at a primary school in Akaki, Nicosia district. So somewhere overseas.
Okay. All right.
Obviously.
Sure.
Not in America.
Okay.
And he said that sexuality is passed when an expectant woman enjoys the act of anal. He says this happens during the parent's intercourse or pregnancy. It follows an abnormal sexual act between the parents. To be more clear, we're talking about anal sex.
What the fuck? Okay. So is he like trying to like allude?
So
that...
he says that when the woman enjoys anal sex, a desire is born, and then the desire is passed on to the child.
What the fuck?
Oh, okay. This is way more convoluted than what I thought. I figured he was just gonna go, if you start letting your husbands fuck you in the ass, and they're gonna want to start fucking dudes in the ass, and that's a gateway drug to gayness. So basically, he's saying by fucking your wife in the ass while she's pregnant is gonna make your baby gay.
Yes, that's what he's saying.
Oh my god!
So if
I am so sorry.
If a
to
woman
any of our LGBTQ
enjoys
listeners, I am so sorry. I got to deal with such silly.
this
bullshit.
is horrible.
Oh my god! You got to laugh at it though, because it's so stupid.
I am laughing.
Stupid. Okay, go ahead.
Because that's not how this works.
Yo.
First of all, sexual orientation is not determined by your parents.
No. Well, it's definitely not determined by your parents' sexual activity.
Exactly.
That has no bearing on anything.
Yeah, no. And also,
that'd be like saying if your parents had sex doggy style while they were pregnant, you gonna fuck dogs. Like that's about the equivalent.
That's pretty much the leap that he's making.
Oh.
I don't know how he come about this this connection here. There is no scientific proof that anal leads to gay or straight children, for that matter.
No.
That's just not how this works. No.
No, last I checked. Hold on, wait. Let me check. Nope, doesn't work.
Still not how it works. You can enjoy anal sex and not be gay.
Yeah.
You can enjoy anal sex and not worry about your children being gay.
Yeah.
You shouldn't worry about your children being gay anyways. If they're
right.
If your children come out,
it's not something to be worried about.
Yeah, if your children grow up and they are gay, then guess what? Your children are gay.
Right. You still have a child that you love.
You still love them. You still accept them. They're gay. It's just all it means is they love somebody who has the same genitals as they do.
That's about it.
That's all that is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I come across the story and I had to reread it 2-3 times, and I'm like, what? I couldn't believe that he was making the jump that he was making.
Yeah, like that. Like I said, I was giving him the benefit of the doubt of saying, okay, a desire is born in the man to go have anal sex with other men. That's where I thought this was going, but he took it a whole other step. He said, no, you turning your baby gay by doing it. It's like, wow, man, like that is which really, okay, even let's walk through this real quick.
Okay.
The baby is
not in the anus.
Not in your ass. Okay, first off. So
might feel like it for a time or two, but not in there.
I feel like even if like, he was trying to have some kind of science-based something behind this. I'm like, even still, biologically, it still don't make sense.
No.
It's like, me nutting in your ass ain't finna do anything to your uterus or the womb or anything. So,
no.
yeah.
Nope. Sure
like, none of
won't.
those things are connected. That's going straight into your intestines and back out your ass. Like, I don't get how that's making your baby gay.
I don't know. Like I said, it never explained what his reasoning was or where he got his information.
And even more so, if let's just say you were artificially inseminated and then you had anal sex with artificial insemination, does that cancel out the original fathers just coming into a cup? Like, if you're artificially inseminated, does that mean that you're going to want to fuck plastic because he nutted into a cup? Like, where does this end?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Oh my God.
Obviously, the LVG community has condemned this man
I would hope
for
so.
saying shit like this.
I would hope so.
Most sane people would probably condemn this man for saying stupid shit like this.
It just boggles my mind, though.
Okay.
It's not even what he's saying. What he's saying is just dumb on his face.
Right.
Okay, and obviously wrong.
Sure.
What bothers me more, though, is the fact that he is put in a position to tell other people this, and he is in a position of authority to make people believe that what he's saying has validity to it. That's what the problem is.
That's one of the problems.
Because I'm like, you can spot your dumb shit all you want. Most people are like, you're just fucking crazy.
Right.
But when people put trust in you and you're responsible for shit and you're a bishop of a congregation,
right,
people think you know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, that's one of the concerning things. The second concerning thing for me is that he was saying this at a school.
Yeah, elementary school. Like,
well, it's at a primary school, but for
I
those
think
of you
that's-
that don't know, that's basically an elementary school.
Yeah.
Or middle school, perhaps, depending on your area. Why, in all things that are green on this planet, why is a bishop talking to young children, A, about anal sex, and B, about sexual orientation? So if kids don't have enough to worry about, they have to worry about whether or not their parents enjoy certain sexual positions so that they can either not have to deal with being gay or, like, there's no connection. A lot of people believe that being gay, you're going to go to hell. So aside from teaching these children...
some people. We won't say a lot, but...
Fair enough.
Too many
people
enough, yeah.
believe that if you're going to be gay, then, or if you are gay, then you're going to go to hell.
Right.
And for him to come up in front of all these little kids,
who, some of which may be gay, and just
don't know yet.
Yeah, right, or haven't come out, and it's like, now you got them thinking like,
aside from eternal damnation,
right.
Aside from this eternal damnation that is thrown at them, which I already have issues with, but I'm not going to go there. You gotta go into the sex life of your parents, which nobody wants to do.
No,
I don't want to picture anything about my parents' sex life.
No.
Thank you. And just as I don't want my kids picturing about my sex life. I will answer whatever questions you want, but I really don't need to burn that image in anybody's head.
Right.
Nor do I want that image burned in my head. Sorry, Mom. Love you, but we can joke. However, your sex life is none of my business.
Right. Like, that's
not something I want to know. And then you have to turn around and, like, give these kids a reason to hate their parents. Be like, it's your fault that I'm gay.
You did this to me.
You did this to me because you like it in the butt.
Right. Thanks, Mom.
Then what?
It's like, if you weren't such a slut, I wouldn't be gay. Jeez.
Right. Like, there are so many things wrong with this.
Like, again, I have to reiterate to any of our LGBTQ listeners, I am so sorry that y'all have to put up with this shit. It's like, I have to deal with my own set of bullshit being a black man in America, but I cannot imagine being a gay black man in America. Like, I would really just be like, I can't deal with this shit.
Yeah.
Like, good Lord.
I have...
So, props to y'all for...
I want to say, I have several members of the LBG community in my family. And I am a supporter,
Sure.
Of course I am. I'm an alliance. But, Jesus, this is just asinine. And I'm with you. I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah.
this is horrible.
I'm so
I
sorry.
would apologize for this on anybody's behalf.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people like this just make me want to bang my head up against a tree or something. Because this is horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that there's enough people out there that still believe like this.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, they still have these very archaic beliefs.
Yes, yeah, that's the perfect word, archaic, yep.
I just shudder. I'm like, okay, well.
Yeah, and again, like I said, the fact that he is in a position
Yeah.
where he can spout this nonsense to other people and indoctrinate
they're supposed
them
to believe
into
him.
his
Yeah.
crazy bullshit that has literally nothing to back this up. It's
No.
like, it's one thing when people say crazy shit and at least try to make it seem like it comes from a place of like legitimate information.
And he
But
didn't.
he just pulled this straight out of his ass, no pun intended.
He didn't give any kind of reasoning. He didn't give any kind of. It's basically just like, oh well, this is how it is.
Right.
And
I feel like this is what happened, so this is what's happening.
the good Lord told me that this is how it goes.
The gay demon comes out of your ass into your womb, and it makes you gay.
Yep.
So you gotta, I don't know. So never mind. I don't even want to try to make sense of this no more.
No,
Never mind.
I want to know. So he's talking about when parents. Okay, so like he's assuming a man and a woman have sex anally.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what happens if it's not a penis going into her ass?
Yeah,
What
that's
if-
a good point.
What if it's?
No, if you put your fingers in her butt, still counts. If you put a dildo in her butt, still
That's
counts.
what I mean. Like,
Still counts.
does it
Somewhere
stop
in
at
her
the
ass.
penis, or
Yeah.
does it?
Yeah.
What the hell?
If she has diarrhea too many times, gay. If she ever has to get an enema, gay.
Apparently,
Just saying, you know.
colostomy. Nope.
Yep.
Super gay.
Bicycle seat comes off,
Super
sits on the
gay.
pole, great. Ultra gay.
Yep. Yep. Aside from internal rectal tearing.
Right. The mega gay. You. Oh, gay cubed.
Yeah.
Oh.
Um.
Well, that was not what I was expecting.
Not at all, right?
No.
But at least we're not putting things in the vagina. I don't know. All I can say is this is ridiculous, and as usual, this just kind of fell in my lap, as most dumb shit things do. If anybody would like to be a part of my dumb shit process, you can send a submission to me via Twitter. I am at Froggy Beaver. The show is at 1 Giant Leap, the number 4 Geeks. I may or may not consider your contribution, depending on how crazy it is. But also, you can email it at officialoglfg@gmail.com. The 2 things I'd like to say this week is, 1, just keep being strong. And when you see stupid shit like this, just look the other way. And we're going to stay smart, kids.
He said, wait, I mean, but how? You can't. No, I just can't with this one.
Okay, we're back at the top of the hour with Mike's mostly movie news from the inner tubes for dudes and sometimes chicks, but probably noobs. And if you got boobs, it's okay. You can still listen to the news.
Good note. Good
Anyway,
to know.
So first, first story that we have here is let's see, consult. Yes. So The Matrix is coming back to movie theaters after 20 years. Warner Brothers is re-releasing the Matrix movie, the original Matrix. Does not specify whether we're going to see the shittier sequels, but we're definitely getting the first movie.
Oh,
So
right.
there's
That's
that.
the one I like the most.
The Matrix will return for a 1-week engagement to select AMC theaters at the end of August. Warner Brothers Pictures, AMC, and Dolby Laboratories Inc. announced the screenings, which will come to 135 theaters. across the United States. They would support the Dolby Cinema format, complete with Dolby Vision, Picture, and Dolby Atmos. I do not want to say Dolby again.
Hopefully it's at our AMC and we
That
can
would be
experience
nice.
this because
That would
I
be
was
nice.
not old enough to experience The Matrix.
I was. It said the engagement will run from August 30th through September 5th. So
A week.
Yay. Yeah.
Cool. Again, I was not old enough to experience it in theaters, but I have seen The Matrix
Good.
many, many times. And I think that would be awesome to go see with you in theaters.
That would be
so
awesome.
Let's check our AMC once we finish the show.
All right. Okay. So other news is So apparently Adam Wingard, the bane of my existence, is going to be directing and executive producing a Amazon Prime show. He is going to be doing a series about the movie The Event Horizon. Now, I don't know if anybody's ever seen Event Horizon. It came out like in the 90s, has Lawrence Fishburne, a bunch of other people in it, some space shit. They go into a black hole, there's demons and all kind of crazy shit. It's actually a pretty good movie. Not the greatest thing ever, but it's not too bad. But yeah, the reason I say Adam Wingard is the bane of my existence is because he has directed such classics as the Blair Witch remake. You're Next. I have not seen that, but
You're Next. Which one was that?
It's one of those horror slasher movies that came out a few years ago.
Okay, I think I've heard of it.
I think people said it was good. I never saw it though.
Okay.
But the one that I do not care for this fuckstick on
Is it Venom?
No, he directed the Death Note movie for Netflix.
Oh,
that shit was
here we go.
Horse shit. So yes, get ready for another probably bullshit ass streaming thing that's coming from Adam Wingard because Death Note was trash and they might be making a Death Note 2. Please, Lord, do not let this happen. Please. Even putting the anime and the manga aside, just as a movie on its own merit, it's bad.
Yeah.
But up next, we have Andy Serkis is officially directing Venom 2. It was rumored. We talked about this last week, but it is now official. Andy Serkis will be directing Venom 2. Looks as though Serkis has already started doing research for the sequel. The filmmaker just confirmed the new gig via his own Instagram page. The image shows Serkis holding a copy of Venom Lethal Protector number 6, the final installment of the 1993 miniseries. That series written by the character's co-creator David Michelin and illustrated by Mark Bagley, Ron Lim, and Sam De La Rosa. Formally established Eddie Brock as an anti-hero rather than a villain. So we are going full on into the,
The Venom
you only
Squad?
kill
Oh.
bad people.
Gotcha.
So yeah, hopefully Andy Serkis can do something with this. But after seeing Mowgli, I am not holding my breath.
Yeah, me neither.
Up next, to some other Spider-Man related news. It is hopefully official now that Spider-Man will not be leaving the MCU after his final film. Now, Tom Holland's contract, the deal that Marvel Studios and Sony Pictures broke for Spider-Man to be in the MCU was they signed Tom Holland to a 6-picture deal. He got to do 3 Avengers movies and 3 solo films.
Okay.
He has been in Civil War, Infinity War, and now Endgame, and he has done Homecoming and Far From Home, and his 3rd movie is the final movie on his contract. So technically, after his next sequel, technically Sony does not have to keep Spidey in the MCU no more, because Marvel does not own the character. The film rights to the character, they are being leased to Marvel. But according to a journalist, Richard Rushfield, in his trade newsletter, The Ankler, he talked about how there's a stipulation in the contract, and it goes, the original Sony Marvel Spidey deal to co-produce these movies stipulated that if Spidey cleared $1 billion, Marvel would get to oversee a third. If it hadn't, full control will revert back to Sony. Now, this is...
I wonder if that's why they pushed Endgame to clear more money.
Perhaps, because since Far From Home is the first movie that came out directly after Endgame, everybody wanted to see it because we wanted to see what the fallout was after that movie and how Peter and the rest of the world was dealing with it.
Right.
Because this is the first movie we've seen after the 5-year jump and after, defeating Thanos. So we are probably more than most likely gonna keep Spidey in the MCU because it is official. Spider-Man Far From Home has cleared $1 billion, and it is the first Spider-Man movie out of 6. So this is the 9th Spider-Man movie? We had 3 Sam Raimi movies, 2 of the Amazing Spider-Man movies. I guess technically if you want to count Into the Spider-Verse, you can, and then the 2 Tom Holland movies. So, yeah, this is the 10th.
No.
Shit. Okay, 3 Sam Raimi movies. 2 of
That's
the
5.
Andrew Garfield.
Okay.
Okay, no, 9. Yeah, so then the
I was gonna say, I know my math's not that off.
yeah, then the Into the Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse, and then 2 more.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, so the 3rd one would be the 9th one. So this is the 8th one right now. When they make the 3rd one, that'll be the 9th Spider-Man movie we've had in 20 years. That's crazy. But yeah, so we're gonna hold our breath. Sony, don't fuck this up. Everybody loves Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
Yes.
Everybody loves the fact that he's getting to interact with other Marvel characters. I swear to God, hear me. If y'all pull him from the MCU, anything you make after that is going to tank. Even if you have Tom Holland in it, people are going to boycott that shit. I will be one of them, just putting that shit out there.
I quite possibly would also be one of them because I saw Spider-Man so separate from the rest of the MCU for so long.
Oh, yeah.
Like, even before, we all know that the Avengers is 10 years strong.
Right.
But before the Avengers, the 3 Spider-Man movies that we got with Tobey Maguire, he did not interact with anybody else.
Nope.
And I enjoy this interaction.
Right.
Even if it's just, the Civil War, the end.
Yeah.
I enjoy this interaction.
Especially, that's the fun thing about him is because he's in New York and so many superheroes pop up in New York.
Exactly.
He's always bound to run into somebody.
Exactly. And also, I want to know if they're going to count the first one that he popped up in, Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know if they're going to actually count that because he wasn't in the whole movie.
Yeah, they count that. That would be part of the Avengers movie. So he's done his 3 Avengers movies. Even though Civil War was Captain America's movie and not technically an Avengers movie, they're counting that as an Avengers
there was
movie.
enough of them in there. It could have been
pretty
an
much.
Avengers.
Yeah. They kind of hijacked Cap's movie a little bit.
Cap and Bucky, poor.
Yeah, they kind of just ransacked his story. But next up, we have here, it is rumored. I shouldn't say rumored. Basically, Kat Dennings wants to be in the next Thor movie. Kat Dennings, her character was in the first 2 Thor movies.
Yes, she was.
She was Jane Foster's assistant, basically.
I love Kat Dennings.
She did not, nor did Natalie Portman show up in Thor Ragnarok. Now, with Thor Love and Thunder, they are going to be making Jane Thor as well, like they did in the comics, and Kat Dennings wants to get back in on it. She did an interview with People Magazine, and she shared her excitement about Natalie Portman and her role in the film, and that she's saying that she loves the idea. I think that is genius. It's so smart, and it's accurate from the comics. I am so excited as a fan of Marvel projects. I am so excited. And then when they asked her, had she been approached to reprise her role, or would she reprise her role if she was approached? She said, I hope so. We'd all like to know that answer. I don't know as of right now. I would like to. I'm a huge fan of Waititi. He's one of my favorite directors of all time. He's incredible. So purely from a thing of I love all of those people. I love Marvel, and I would love to go back. I also really want to work with him, but I don't know. So a lot of people didn't really care for Darcy's character.
I liked her.
I like her, too.
But again, I like Kat Dennings.
Right,
so.
I was going to say, I have this weird,
It's not weird.
Crush on Kat Dennings.
It's not weird.
I think she's kind of like that one of them gothy hot chicks. So I was like, I'm down for that. But yeah, so if you didn't like Darcy, I guess this is something not to be happy about. But if you did, she might be coming back. Probably not. Who knows? We'll see. And then for our final story here,
you got to make sure you get it right.
Yeah. So E3, they they went through and somehow fucked up and doxed 2,000 journalists. Now, for those who may not be in the know, doxing is basically when you take someone's private information and make it public on the internet. And the Entertainment Software Association, which runs E3, was storing names, addresses, emails, and phone numbers of over 2,000 attendees on a public page on their website. A copy of the list was archived on several popular message boards for trolls and includes the home address of many reporters. One comment on a thread discussing the leak said they were asking for it being, quote, gaming journalists in the first place. So if you were one of the fortunate/unfortunate people who got to go to E3 this year, I am so sorry that all of your personal information was just blasted on the internet and you were probably getting troll phone calls at 2 o'clock in the morning, heavy breathing, or doing some other weird shit. And you probably will be getting that for a long time to come. So
I would
change your phone number.
I was going to say I'd change my phone number.
Hopefully, if you're not one of the ones who were like a lower tier journalist, because a lot of these were like independent journalists, so their work address is their home address.
Oh.
So yeah, that sucks. But all that being said, though, keeping it video game adjacent, don't worry about it. You can just quit being a gaming journalist anyway, because video games are the spawn of Satan, and it just is a horrible thing to be a part of. Because, remember kids, this is important, white supremacists don't kill people. Video games do. All right, everybody, thank you. Good night.
Oh my gosh.
Not to shit in your cereal. 'Cause I know you want this segment to be a hit. But I feel like you're biting Benwa style. Maybe it's just me.
For the final thing that we got for you guys tonight is I wanted to talk about the whole thing with Ninja leaving Twitch. Now, unless you have been living under a rock, Tyler Ninja Blevins is the world's most popular professional gamer. He recently signed an exclusive deal with Microsoft streaming platform Mixer.
Okay.
Now, if you're like me, you've probably never heard of Mixer and have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
I am with you on that.
Yeah, but apparently Microsoft has a streaming platform for, gamers just like Twitch and shit, and it's called Mixer.
Okay.
And they signed him for an exclusive contract. He made a little video and posted it of him having like a stage press conference announcing that he was going to be leaving Twitch. Mm-hmm. And I don't necessarily know if this is a good or bad career move for him. Ninja saw his career skyrocket in 2018 thanks to the Fortnite game. And he has attracted more than the game itself has attracted more than 250 million players worldwide. Ninja was named one of Time Magazine's 100 most influential people, having amassed more than 14 million followers on Twitch and another 22 million subscribers on YouTube. But as the growth of the game, Fortnite, slowed, Ninja has expressed an urge to pursue new opportunities and has a new deal with Mixer, which will help him do just that. So I guess career-wise, it's not such a bad move on his part because he's basically like, hey, I want to be able to branch out and do something that's not Fortnite all the fucking time. Like, I mean, flossing is cool and all that, but I don't want to have to be stuck playing this for the rest of my life.
Right.
I also honestly think it is because he's getting older. Ninja is 28 years old, and he gets... Oh my
God, he's an old man.
Yeah, I know. And he gets $500,000 a month.
Jesus.
Just from streaming.
What the fuck?
Yes.
How do we get in on that?
I know, right? $500,000... Well, you got to be good, first off. And you got to build your audience.
I'm good, but not at video games. Anyway.
But because he is getting older, there are... Look, just like the rap game, being a professional gamer is a young man's game.
Yes.
Okay, and the 16-year-olds of the world are starting to outrank him. And, like, there was one kid, I believe he's 15, 16. He won a solo event in Fortnite and got, like, $1 million or some shit. $3 million. Yeah. 16. $3 million fucking dollars. So, yeah.
It's like that 6-year-old that's got, like, $4 billion and she bought a house
that
or something.
Unboxing kid on YouTube. Yeah. And so stuff like that is you can't really do much to combat that. It's like, as you get older, your reflexes slow down a little bit. And plus, too,
You grow up and get real jobs.
What? Shit, real job. Shit, that motherfucker make more money in a month than I will make in the next 10 years.
That's
so,
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So I'm like, I get that it can only be feasible to be a professional quote unquote gamer for so long. So I get that he wants to branch out and do something a little bit different that's not going to be so taxing as trying to be the best first person shooter ever.
Right.
But it works out well for Mixer because since they have such a big name person on their platform now, they can actually get people to come over who maybe wouldn't have ever even heard of Mixer or gave it the time of day.
Right.
Because I think he's already got 80,000 followers, and he just switched over like a few days ago. So,
okay.
Yeah, there is that.
All right. Fair enough.
But you don't have a necessarily stake in this per se, but you had a special thing that you wanted to comment on this.
I just wanted to say, so sorry to see you go ninja, go.
I lied to her because she told me she had some joke about one of the stories we were going to do, and I figured out what it was beforehand. I was like, I promise you say I'm going to laugh like so hard like I've never heard it before. And I couldn't even bring myself to do it.
I thought it was hilarious.
I was like, oh my God.
Especially since dude's like 28 and he's going to get it if he hears this.
Yeah, well, don't get me wrong. I love me some Ninja Turtles. Don't so much care for Ninja Turtles 2, and definitely don't care for Vanilla Ice rapping in the second Ninja Turtles, but hey, I'll let you have your Go Ninja Go joke.
Whatever. It was funny.
The only Ninja Turtle rap song that's good is from the first Ninja Turtles. The Turtle Power song. That one's dope, but Go Ninja Go, not so much.
Whatever.
But yeah, so if you too want to go ahead and jump on the Mixer bandwagon, kids, you are more than welcome to. You will be in good company. It's a good time. I would say if you are thinking about switching platforms or starting to stream, this would probably be a good time to go ahead and get on Mixer because a lot of people are going to be gravitating towards it. Once it was announced that he was leaving Twitch and going to Mixer, it was the #1 downloaded free app on the Apple Store. So
yeah.
Get on that Mixer shit, kids, because it's a whole fan base coming over there that y'all can get a part of. So get excited and ready, I guess.
I guess. I still think I'm funny.
You know what? I'll let you have it.
No. You just think it's funny that I think myself is funny.
That's fair.
That's
cool.
fair.
That's fair.
Because that's pretty much the same reaction T-Money had, and I find it hilarious.
Well, it's okay. But that being said, that is it for the show. Remember, you can always find us at our home, onegiantleapforgeeks.libsyn.com. We are also on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, or anywhere else you get your podcasts. Now, take your little fingers and make sure to show us some love. So hit that like button, subscribe, rate, follow, review us, and all that shit.
If you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, criticisms, you want to comment how spacey I am sometimes, it's cool. If you just want to say hi, that's a great thing too. All you have to do is email us at officialoglfg@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter at GiantLeap4Geeks. We're on Facebook, Reddit, Instagram. All you have to do is search for One Giant Leap for Geeks. As a show, I guess if you want to find me on Twitter, I am at Froggy Beaver. And that's it. You guys have a good day. Bye.